How you doing, guys? It's Dan. I was really struggling to make a video this week. I had mental blocks about making a video, but I wanted to do this video today on just the idea of attachment. And this week was quite an interesting one for me. I had bad customer, first 1-star review, and the really good thing that I got was actually feedback from one of you guys. I actually got chap Justin. He reached out and messaged me with some of the things that he had challenges with in his business, and it really reminded me of where I used to be in my business. And it hasn't got anything to do with money. If I really boil it down, it has to do with attachment. And so, like, for the last 5 years, if you don't know, if you're just new to the channel, I've had a exterior cleaning business for like over 5 years. And earlier in the year, I basically sold all of my recurring window cleaning work. We now do like pressure washing, roof cleaning, soft washing. We make soft washing equipment with Hero Soft Wash, but we still have a cleaning side of the business. And in that cleaning side of the business, we're building up that recurring window cleaning revenue again into the business, because I think it's a really good pillar of a business, the recurring element with the big one-off chunks that you generally get with pressure washing. So I think holistically it makes up a better business to have recurring plus the one-off chunks of those bigger jobs. So Justin basically said that he had a few different struggles basically, and I hope you don't mind me making this video, and because I feel like I was in this situation myself. And one of the things that came up was the fear of a customer, of what will a customer think when I raise the prices. And I actually sold my window cleaning work, a lot of the reason because I was attached to what my customers would think if I raised the prices. Now that sounds so silly on the outside, but what I found is when I was first starting in business and you get your first level of customers, a lot of the extra care and personalization that you give to those customers is one of the big reasons that they end up choosing you. So I found that I was somewhat attached to those customers, and it was actually the thing that was holding me back a lot, that attachment. So that's one of the big reasons why I sold my existing window cleaning route, because I was attached to my customers. It sounds so silly, but I learned some lessons this week. I got my first 1-star review. I got my first 1-star review from a customer, and it was as a result of being less attached to my business. So I used to be really attached to my reviews or my customers and being like really, really personal with everything. And I've started to approach my business more as an actual business, as an investment, rather than a thing that pays me. It's more of it does pay me, but it's this business on its own that's separate to me. And I also have other interests outside of that business. And getting that 1-star review this week was awesome in some ways, because over the last 5 years, I'm sure people who've been in the business for a while, they've been knocked by customers. And what I mean by being knocked, if you don't know, means that you do a job for a customer and they basically refuse to pay, or they just avoid you, or they say, I ain't paying the money. Now, as a result of being less attached, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to negotiate with terrorists, basically. That's how I kind of see some customers that are being completely irrational, that are basically just trying to manipulate you as a business owner. And I found that if I was very emotionally attached to the outcome, I wouldn't have been able to make a different business decision. So this was a new change for me. And as a result of being more of a business owner that is required to collect the money that is owed to them, I basically got a 1-star review. So I had a really irrational customer that was basically refusing to pay for a bill. And I decided to just develop a system of collecting money that's owed to me. And as a result, that ended up in a 1-star review. And it was actually quite freeing experience to not be attached so much to the business and the reviews. And that's the main lesson that I got this week, really, was being less emotionally attached to my business. And if I was to think about the reasons that I've been able to become less attached to my business, it's actually by having other options, basically. So years ago, the only way of earning money that I had was through my business, my window cleaning business. But since then, and over time, I have added other ways of earning money. And that has allowed me to be less attached to the outcome, which is basically the business making money. So like having other interests, other financial interests. And one of the other big things that has really helped is always making sure that as my income goes up, and it hasn't always gone up, it's gone up and down over time, is always keeping my expenses low. And not having that financial pressure has allowed me to be less attached to the outcome. And I feel like it's only just now allowing me to make better business decisions. So yeah, what else this week? The other thing that I learned this week, I got the story of the conker. So you'll notice that this is quite an ugly looking conker. And the lesson that I got this week from this conker was this. So I was in Harrogate visiting my family, and I was walking through, there's this area called the Stray. So in Harrogate, they've got this big open space of green land. And if people don't know, Harrogate is famous for its water. It's got like really good quality water. And if you like bottled water and all that type of stuff, I actually do think that the Harrogate water is the best water. So the history of it goes, like in those medieval times, all the kings and the peasants, in terms of health, basically had the same level of health. And they found that there was something in the water in Harrogate, something in the water. And they all basically had parasites because the peasants and the kings were all eating the same sort of food. So what they used to do was they used to fast in the morning. There's spas and everything in Harrogate. There's like a Turkish baths there now and all this type of stuff. They would fast in the morning. They would drink the water, which had some minerals in it. And then they would be riding their horses out on the Stray to like purge them and, clean up their health. And if anyone's ever been to like that part of Yorkshire, Harrogate, it's like really nice upmarket place. It's almost like it's like a spa town, I suppose, and it's really lovely. So anyway, me and Angela were walking through the park, and it was the first conker that I saw of the year, and I picked it up. I was like, awesome, this is like the first conker that I've seen. And we're walking through the park, and I've got this conker, this really kind of ugly looking conker, and then literally a moment later I see another conker, and I nearly threw away this conker to get the next one. And I thought, that's interesting. So I was really impressed by seeing this conker. I was happy about seeing a conker. I know it sounds silly to some, but not to others. And I nearly discarded this in favour of a newer, rounder, more brown conker. And I thought, isn't that interesting? That reminds me of a lot of previous goals that I've had. Had a goal, achieved it, and then felt empty. And the lesson that I got from it was that you're not always satisfied with the things and accomplishments. And really the thing that I should just be doing is just enjoying the process, basically. I really enjoyed finding that conker, and I'll throw it away and I won't miss it, but always looking for the next thing is not going to basically give me happiness or fulfillment. But it was really interesting. I found that conker, I was super impressed with it, and as soon as I saw another one, I was ready to discard this one just because it was a newer, shinier one. Now, investments, maybe, some investments are good for a certain amount of time, but they're not good forever. But things like this, I don't know. They were the lessons that I got this week, and that was it. These are my notes. These were the lessons that I got. Don't be attached to my business. There's always a newer, shinier conker, and that's it, guys. Peace.